Hey guys and gals, and welcome to my first ever game review, Super Mario Galaxy 2. I'm pretty excited to do this game review with you guys, because I've always wanted to do a game review on the channel, and now the time has come with this bonus content, or extra content I'm doing, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But anyway, I thought Super Mario Galaxy 2 would be the perfect place to start. Why? Because it was the game that I happened to complete right now. I beat it like maybe a week ago. As you may know, Super Mario Galaxy, the first one, is my second favorite game of all time, and I hold very high opinions of it. So, second one would be an interesting thing for me to talk about. I'm going to talk about the game in sections. First section is going to be, I'm going to give you my opinion on the first game, like a deeper analysis. And I have had some experience with Galaxy 2 before this, so I'm going to talk about that too. Then I'm going to talk about my favorite things about Galaxy 2. And then I'm going to talk about some more bad things about it. Well, not really bad, but some minor complaints and some things that I think Galaxy 1 did better. And then I'm going to talk about the initial playthrough, like 120 normal stars, 120 green stars. And then we'll get to Grandmaster. So right now, let's talk about my experience with the first Galaxy game. It is my second favorite video game of all time, so I hold it very high on my list, obviously. I love Galaxy 1 for a various number of reasons. I love platformer games, and this is a 3D platformer. The first Galaxy was. And Galaxy 1 was originally one of the first games I played. And you know, you may have heard this story before, but one of the reasons why Super Paper Mario is my favorite game of all time is because I played it with my mother growing up. And that is the same thing with Galaxy 2. I mean, the first Galaxy. I played that with my mother growing up, and that's one reason why the first Galaxy is so high on my list. It also is so many good things about the first Galaxy. It is amazing. It's super fun. Each galaxy you go to, you'll have a blast playing. The controls are very smooth, and you feel super in control of Mario. The music is fucking phenomenal. And the bosses are really unique, too. So, that is just some of the reasons why why I love Super Mario Galaxy 1. Now, you mentioned, Bowser Jimbo 1, that you have had some experience playing Galaxy 2 before. Yes! I originally got the first, I'm gonna get these two games mixed up throughout this. I got the second Galaxy game roughly when it released in 2010. And I played it, and I got stumped. You know that one boss in World 3, Junior's Mega Hammer or something like that? Well, when I was first playing it in 2010, I was like a kid, like maybe like 8 or something I would have been. And I was struggling with the Mega Leg boss fight. And I never could beat it as a kid, so I put down Galaxy 2, thinking it was way too hard. And I picked it up about maybe 4 or 5 years ago when I was recompleting the first Galaxy game. And I did end up beating the Mega Leg fight. But, you know, then I struggled a bit with the stupid 100 coin tree trunk slide Galaxy. But I ended up beating that, and then I got to World 4. And because when I got my copy of Galaxy 2, I was pretty young, so when you're young, you don't really take care of your stuff, so my copy was pretty scratched. So when I got to World 4, it wouldn't let me advance because how scratched my copy was. So donated my copy, well, I didn't donate it, I sold it to a pawn shop. And they fixed it up for someone else to play it, and I got some money. And, like, maybe, I think this was back in August, a friend of mine gave me this copy of Galaxy 2 that I'm playing right now. And so I decided, you know what, it's been a while, and my gaming skills have definitely improved from when I was little, so I figured I would give it another shot. And now here we are, me doing my first ever game review, having just 100% of the game like a week ago. So, that was my experience on the second Galaxy game in the past, and my experience with the first one. Alright. So now I want to get to the reasons that I love Super Mario Galaxy 2. But before I do that, I just want to collect this Power Star really quick. Okay, so the first reason we'll be going into is the levels. You can't really talk about a game that has levels in it without mentioning the levels themselves. Super Mario Galaxy 2 levels, I feel like, are more shorter than the levels in the first Galaxy game. But don't worry, I'll talk more about that in a bit. But that doesn't stop them from being great. The levels in Super Mario Galaxy 2 are phenomenal. Most of them have their own gimmick going on, like this one being flipping tiles or something. And the gimmicks are really fun and enjoyable. And if you don't really enjoy a gimmick, it doesn't really matter because the galaxies are pretty short, so you just beat that galaxy, which won't take you too long to get onto another one. It's just a really great experience. Each galaxy feels unique and very fun to complete because most things are new. You're going into Galaxy most of the time with a blank mindset, not really knowing what the hell's gonna happen. But most of the time, it's exciting, because you don't expect what's gonna happen, but you know it's gonna be different from the last Galaxy. And I think that's one of the reasons that it really makes it special. Okay, next thing I want to talk to... Okay, I do want to actually give you a few details on my favorite levels in the game, but I'm gonna wait till I beat this Galaxy to actually show you my favorite levels in the game, so... yeah, it's gonna wait a bit. And while we wait a bit for me to show you my favorite levels, let's talk about Galaxy 2's music. Just like the first game, the second game has amazing music. The orchestrated soundtrack is beautiful. It is absolutely phenomenal, especially the castles. I love the castles in this game, and I'll talk about them in a little bit. But the soundtrack is awesome. The castle soundtracks are great. Like, whenever I enter a castle in Galaxy 2, I'm like, oh, shit's about to go down, and I can't wait for it. It is going to be phenomenal and fucking awesome. The castle music just gets you hyped and ready to go. And I love that. And the rest of the game's soundtrack is great. It gives you a lot of different feelings, but overall, you'll have a great time listening to this game's music. It's phenomenal. Composers did a great job. Now, remember that I said after I beat that level, I would talk to you guys about my favorite galaxies in the game? Let's get to that right now. Let me just get to the world map really quick, and we'll go over a long tour about my favorite galaxies. First of all, you can't go wrong with the first galaxy, and first level in any video game is always going to be good for the most part. And I do like Sky Station. I also do like the galaxy I was just in. Flip Swap is really fun. I really like the gimmick of the tile swapping. And I love every castle in the game. You know how I was saying I love the castle soundtrack? Well, I love all the castles in the game. They're great. I do like Hightail Falls Galaxy. That one's really cool too. Of course, love that castle. It's good. I do like Cloudy Court Galaxy. A big fan of Haunty Halls Galaxy as well. Like Bowser Jr.'s Fearsome Fleet. Even though I struggled with that as a kid, I can appreciate it now. Supermassive Galaxy's great. Gotta love the castles. Now, for the next galaxy that I really like, I kind of want to go in a bit more detail about. Sugarburn. There's a few reasons why I really do appreciate Sugarburn. The first one is the first galaxy, I think it was Freezy Flame Galaxy. The first Galaxy game had that galaxy, and I love that galaxy. It's one of my favorite levels in any video game. And I feel like Shiverburn really respects Shiverburn really respects Freezy Flame and kind of like honors it by giving it a new spin. And I also am a big fan of when fire and ice levels combine, so. And there's another reason that I really like this level. A reason that a lot of people on the internet are very, very... What's the word I'm looking for? They know about it. When you think of Shiverburn, one thing comes into your head. And that one thing is one reason why I love Shiverburn. When you look up above the galaxies with the camera in Shiverburn, you'll see these figures staring at you. Nintendo never acknowledges them, and they never appear again. They're just there. These creepy, slender figures are known as the Hell Valley Sky Trees. And that name itself, and the fact that these are the creepy, eerie sons of bitches staring at you in a Mario game for no reason, is really creepy. And I think that adds to this galaxy's charm. It is really fun, and those are the reasons why I really appreciate it so much. Once again, like Bowser Jr.'s Boom Bunker, I love Throwback Galaxy, because who fucking doesn't love a Throwback Galaxy? Bowser's Galaxy Generator is great. The final level in the game is great. I really like how it kind of adds so many things from the game. You know, one big challenge. And the Bowser fights are really cool, too. Well, you get to World S. And I like a lot of stuff in World S. I like the boss Blitz Galaxy because they're bosses from the first game. And I love the first game. And I also really like Flip Out Galaxy. So now that you know about the galaxies that I do like, we can talk more about some of the other stuff that the game has to offer. You know, I love the levels. I love how each of them add a different twist, a different gimmick. You know, I love the music, and you know which levels I really like the most. Now, we're going to talk about something new and something old that Galaxy 2 brings to the table. The power-ups. Several power-ups are debuted for the first time in Galaxy 2, and several power-ups return. The first power-up that I want to talk to you about is the one that I just grabbed. The Cloud Flower. This is my favorite returning power-up, and pretty close to my favorite power-up in the Galaxy games in general. It is a really cool idea. It's used for solving puzzles, but when you get it, you feel really good, because you can you feel like you're flying through the sky. And even though you can't fly, the clouds really give you a cool feeling. Like, you know, you can practically go anywhere. It's a great feeling of exploration. Also, another cool thing about the clouds is when you feel like you're gonna fuck up in a level, you saved. The Cloud Flower is really cool, in my opinion. It lets you solve puzzles greatly, but it also is a really great power-up for other reasons. Now, there are a few other power-ups, new power-ups they added to the game. The Drill. This power-up is mainly a puzzle-solving power-up. It is kind of my least favorite new power-up, but it is still very cool, don't get me wrong. It allows Mario to drill through the ground and come out a different side. But he can also do a lot of various different things with it. Like he can ram into enemies with it. And you even use that power-up to beat a boss. And we'll talk about that boss a bit later. You also get the Rock Mushroom. I think that's what it's called. This power-up right here is really cool. It allows Mario to turn into a boulder and run over a fuck ton of enemies. But it also lets him crash into stuff to solve puzzles. This one is really cool. And there is one section in the game that uses it very well. It's in World 5. It's like a whole obstacle course dedicated to the Rock Mushroom. Whenever you grab the Rock Mushroom, you're going to have an absolute blast rolling around in it. Now, let's talk about the returning power-ups. Every power-up from Galaxy 1 returns, but the Ice Flower and the Red Star. First of all, let's talk about the Bee Mushroom. I like the Bee Mushroom. That's all. I mean, when I was a kid, I liked it a lot more than I do now. And there's one reason that I kind of like it less now. There are a bunch of other power-ups that give Mario flight that do it so much better. Like the Tanuki suit, or the propeller suit, or the flying squirrel suit. The bee mushroom is cool, don't get me wrong. It's also very cool how it can stick to walls, but overall it's not really that exciting playing other Mario games. The fire flower is kind of crappy in this game. It's fun, and I really like how they made it more action-packed with a time limit, but the time limit really wears the fire flower down, unlike in 2D Mario games where there's no time limit. Then you got the Boo Mushroom, which is my favorite power-up in any of the Galaxy games. I feel like it's very underused and needs to be used more. It is really fun. It turns Mario into a ghost, and he can go through walls and shit. It's great. Then there's Spring Mushroom. Fuck the Spring Mushroom. In all honesty, I don't mind the Spring Mushroom like other people. I just don't really enjoy it. I could 100% go without it, but it's not as bad as people say. Now, let's talk about something very interesting. The main gimmick, the main reason, well, the main highlight of Galaxy 2, and the main selling point, Yoshi. Yep, Yoshi's in Galaxy 2. And what do I think about it? It's kinda cool, I guess. I mean, it's not my favorite thing, but it's cool that he's here. He can do some other stuff in the game, which is pretty cool, that we'll get to in a little bit. But what can Yoshi do? Well, Yoshi can swing on these flower things. And he can also eat enemies and fruit to get Mario some star bits. But Yoshi, he's got some things up his sleeve. Yoshi's got his own set of power-ups, which I think is very cool. I don't know why Nintendo doesn't do this shit more often. Giving a side character that normally never uses power-ups, allowing them to have access to power-up, is just genius. I don't know why they didn't think of giving Yoshi power-up sooner, and how come they haven't revisited this idea? It's fucking genius. Like in Super Mario 3D World, when Bowser grabs a power-up. It's a good idea. Nintendo needs to utilize this more. More characters besides Mario and Luigi need to have access to power-ups. And there are 3 exclusive power-ups that Yoshi gains access to in Galaxy 2. The first power-up that I'm about to mention is my favorite power-up. What power-up is that, you might ask? Well, we're coming up against it very soon. It is the hot pepper, or the chili pepper, whatever the fuck it's called, spicy pepper. It allows Yoshi to run incredibly quick, and this is very fun. It gains a sense of speed, like you can fly through anything. And it adds a bit of challenge to it, too. And the challenge is very cool. It has a thought in the back of your head like, oh, okay, this is very cool, but I could screw up. And that adds to the excitement. Yoshi flying through the level is very fun, and I really do enjoy it. And the levels they build around this concept is really cool. Like the level I'm in right now, it's probably one of my favorite levels in Galaxy 2. It's just great seeing Yoshi run past obstacles incredibly quick. It's really enjoyable. And there are a few other power-ups that Yoshi has access to. The other one other power-up that he has access to is Blueberry, Flight Berry. It's a blueberry. And it grabs Yoshi the access to fly and become fat. I don't know what it is with Nintendo and making fat people be able to fly, like the pea balloon in Mario World. Nintendo does know that, you know, when you're fat, you usually have more weight, not less weight. Anyway, joke aside, what do I think of the blueberry or the flying Yoshi power-up? It's really alright. It doesn't really grab my attention as much. I mean, there are so many other flying power-ups that Mario has access to. And while this is technically the first time Yoshi can fly, it's not really exciting. It's kind of like a crappier version of the bee mushroom. Yoshi flies so slow, and, you know, you can't really stop it. What I mean by that is, you know, Yoshi's flying, and you press A. It stops him, but it doesn't stop the meter. For the bee mushroom, if you press A, it stops Mario and the meter. And I think if you were to give kind of Mario the same, if you were to give that power-up the same treatment that you gave Bee Mario, it might be a little bit more interesting. But that's not, don't get me wrong, Blueberry Yoshi, or whatever the fuck it's called, is still pretty cool. It's not my favorite power-up, Yoshi power-up, though. Then there's also the globe berry, or the golden berry, or whatever the fuck it's called. Yoshi eats this, he turns gold, and he can also uncover invisible floors that he can walk on to solve puzzles. This is a really cool puzzle-solving idea. Why, you may ask? Just the feeling that, you don't know how to progress unless you have a certain power-up is kind of cool. It also is very cool how everything's invisible and you need something to move forward. I just think that's a very cool idea. Now, what did you get from the power-ups? Well, I enjoy most of them. Some of them I think are meh. Fuck the spring mushroom. Now that you've got my opinion about power-ups over, let's talk about boss fights. Ho ho ho! Boss fights, what a doozy. The boss fight in Mario Galaxy games, they are very enjoyable either way. You'll have a great time doing them. And there are so many different boss fights that I love. Oh, like Bowser Jr.'s Boomsday Machine. Any Bowser fight, any Mario Galaxy game is great. Dig-a-leg, I think that's what you call him. He's really cool. I love how you fight him with the drill. It is really cool. And then you fight Pee-wee Piranha, which is not as cool as the Piranha from the first Galaxy game, but it's such a kind of cool nod and reference to the first Galaxy game. There is Prince Pakatu, the guy that's in the cart, and he's a squid, and he shoots fire and coconuts at you. He's a really cool boss to fight. He reminds me of kind of the lava squid from the first Galaxy game. The Womp King. Once again, Super Mario 64, it's great, and anything reference to it is great, too. Then the first boss that I can't remember, he's really cool to fight against. And I mentioned this earlier, but there is one galaxy dedicated to bosses from the first game. And I love this idea. And this is also a transition to another segment about why I love Galaxy 2 so much. It really appreciates the past of Mario. It honors the past of Mario. Like, for one level is literally dedicated to Super Mario 64. This level was in Super Mario 64, and now it's in Galaxy 2. Galaxy 2 really honors the past like that, and I really like it. And it's not just Super Mario 64 that's getting the treatment. You got Super Mario Sunshine here, with Trish Trials Galaxy. Yeah, it's not really it's not blatantly saying, this is from Super Mario Sunshine, but anyone that's played Sunshine goes, oh, it's from Sunshine, isn't it? And then there's Boss Blitz, which, come on, fighting bosses that you fought from the first Galaxy game is just such a great feeling. And I really like how Galaxy 2 really appreciates the past that Mario has brought. Now, you know what I really love about Galaxy 2. I love the levels, how all of them feel very unique. I love the music. I love the power-ups. I love the boss fights. And I love how it appreciates the past. But I still do prefer the first Galaxy game. And don't get me wrong, I love the second one. You just heard me rant on about how much stuff I love about the second one. And I'll still talk about stuff I love about the second one a bit later in this video. But I still like the first one better. And there are a few things that I like, the first one does better that I like. First of all, Galaxy 2, its levels, like I mentioned earlier, I feel like Galaxy 2's levels are shorter and more gimmick based, and that's not a bad thing. I like that the levels are short, because let's say you don't like a level. Well, it's gonna be very quick. You'll beat it very quick, and then you can get to another one. The gimmicks are also very cool. How it lets each galaxy feel very unique, and each of the gimmicks are very fun and enjoyable. But I prefer Galaxy 1's style more. I feel like most of Galaxy 1's levels were bigger. They felt bigger. And most of their levels weren't really gimmick-based. They were kind of just normal levels that had a different theme. And I kind of prefer that when it comes to a 3D Mario game. But don't worry, I still love that Galaxy 2 has short levels that are gimmick-based. It adds to the charm. It makes Galaxy 2 feel kind of different from the first Galaxy game. And, you know, I just happen to like the bigger and more traditional styled levels rather than the levels that Galaxy 2 has to offer. Now, I do want to talk about both Galaxy games' comets. As you can see, I'm currently playing a Cosmic Clone Comet right now. What do I think about the comets from the Galaxy games? I love them. I love how it adds a different sense of difficulty to a level. It makes it feel more challenging going back to it. And both Galaxy games do this very well. From the first Galaxy game, most of the hard levels were comets. Now I want to talk about the different types of comets and my opinion on them. The Daredevil comets, by far, from the first Galaxy game, the Daredevil comets were the hardest ones. Galaxy 2, Daredevil comets they made kind of weaker, which is kind of a shame. They made them weaker with the fact that they added checkpoints in Daredevil comets. But in the first game, they were very challenging, and that was very cool. And even though I struggled with some of the comets, I still had an absolute blast playing the Daredevil comets. And that's still the same thing with the second game. I love Daredevil comets. I like the challenge they add. Sure, they weren't as hard as some of the first Galaxy games comets, but know what? That doesn't matter. They were still fun. Then you have the speedrun comets. There are two different types of them. The first is the traditional speedrun. You're given a time limit. Get to the goal before the timer runs out. This is okay. It's kind of the most boring comet, but don't get me wrong, I still have fun playing the speedrun comets. It adds a sense to how fast can you run through this level. It really kind of just tests you to see how far you can go, and that's really cool. Then there's the cooler comet, the speedrun comets. You're started with like 30 seconds or so, and there are several clocks hidden throughout the level that give you more time. You collect these clocks to add more time so the timer doesn't run out. These ones are really cool. I really did enjoy those ones because it makes you feel like time is even shorter than it was before in previous speedruns. Now, let's also talk about the Cosmic Clone Comets, which I am currently playing right now. Well, I prefer the Cosmic Clone Comets from the first game. I'm actually very disappointed that they didn't appear in the second game, because I loved running against a Cosmic Clone Mario. Racing him was a very cool experience, and they were my favorite comets from the first game, and I'm very disappointed that they didn't return in the second game. Now, what are the Cosmic Clone Comets like in this game? Well, you just saw me play one. You go through a level normally, but you have Cosmic Clones following you and repeating everything you do. It makes it challenging, but it's not that good. Well, it's pretty good, I guess, but I prefer the original Galaxy's Cosmic Clone Comets. So the comets, I love Mario Galaxy 2's comets, and Mario Galaxy 1's comets. The comets are a very good thing in general, but I'd have to say I prefer Galaxy 1's better, because they have the good Cosmic Clone Comets, and the fact that most of the comets from Galaxy 1 were a bit more challenging than when they are from Galaxy 2. Don't get me wrong, Galaxy 2 still has some challenging comets, like that stupid tall tree trunk fucking purple coin slide. That one fucking sucks. Now, I do want to talk about characters. I believe that characters from the first game are a bit better. You are in Galaxy 2, you're thrown on the spaceship. And who is your guide? Is it Rosalina? She's right there? No. It's that fat guy right there. I think he's just so uninteresting. The cool thing about Rosalina is she was very mysterious. And she even became a mainstay Mario character after Galaxy 1 and 2. And she even had an optional backstory. That's fucking cool as a main character to help you throughout your journey. What does this fat guy offer? Nothing. He has a few things to say when you struggle in a level. He'll say that you did a good job after you beat it. And yes, that's a nice thing to do, but, you know, he doesn't really have much character. He's just kind of just sitting there, and he's like, okay, Mario, I'm gonna let you do the work while I sit here and do absolutely fucking nothing. He's just so boring and unoriginal. Unlike Galaxy 1 having Rosalina, who's fucking awesome. I'm just glad she made an appearance in the second game. Now, this is kind of the thing that my least favorite thing. Well, not my least favorite thing, but one of my bigger nitpicks about Galaxy 2. Its map. Yes, Galaxy 2's map does make it so much easier to maneuver through levels, but it's so bland. Galaxy 1's map was awesome. Everything felt connected. And going from one part of the observatory to the other part of the observatory, it felt really fun and really enjoyable to see your big hub world, you know? And when you enter those houses and you use the pull star to see your galaxies, that just felt very cool and very exciting. And yes, well, it did take a bit longer to access levels, it was still fun. And the Common Observatory as a hub world was fucking awesome. It was big and it was blast to explore. The hub world from Galaxy 2, it's meh. The one part I like about it is how characters from your journey do make an appearance on the ship. They come on the ship. That's cool. But unlike Galaxy 1, where I loved exploring the Common Observatory, during my playthrough of the second Galaxy game, I never explored the Starship Mario because it's so small and uninteresting. So, you know what the stuff I like about the first Galaxy game more. You know that I like the first Galaxy game's levels were bigger and more atmospherical. I liked that more. And you know that I liked the first game's map more. You know that I liked the first game's characters more. And I love the comments from both games, but I feel like the first game had a bit more of a challenging sense. So now that you know what I love about Galaxy 2, and what I find that Galaxy 1 did better, let's talk about the experience as a whole. This part is going to be cool. Now, when you first pop in Galaxy 2, you'll be collecting the normal gold stars. And this part is absolutely great. This is absolutely the best part of the game, is going through it, getting the gold stars. Each galaxy feels original, like you're going to something new. You're having a brand new experience going from galaxy to galaxy. And, you know, it feels so rewarding when you touch that gold star. And it's a great experience. You'll have a blast getting the 120 gold stars. What happens when you get 120 gold stars? You unlock the 120 green stars. And that's where the game just kind of goes from, oh, this is awesome, to, oh god, why? The green stars, well, the first Galaxy game, there was maybe only 3 to 5 of them. And what are green stars? Well, they're kind of hidden stars, but they're way more tedious. The normal golden hidden stars are really cool because to find them, you're kind of exploring an area from the level that you've never explored before. But with the green stars, they're just hidden in obnoxious places. They're making you revisit a level that you've already been to absolutely search the entire place for a green star. And that's not very fun, because most of the time it can take you an insanely long period of time to find them, which is crappy. You know, with the gold stars, you kind of had an idea where they are, or maybe you found them on your first run of the level. But with the green stars, it's going to take you a longer time to find them. And most of the time, it'll be a piss-off. But sometimes, it'll be an absolute piss-off. What I mean by that is, some green stars are an absolute pain in the ass to get. Like, for example, the one level, it's the Shiverburn Galaxy, the one with the fire and ice. To get a green star there, you need to keep the Cloud Flower until the end of the level. And want to know how you do that? You don't take a hit. And normally that might be not that bad. But the fact that there's literally fireballs shooting absolutely fucking everywhere in that level makes it a bit more challenging. And that is a pain in the ass to get to the end of that level with the Cloud Flower. And there are a few other levels in Galaxy 2, a few other green stars that are more pain in the ass to get. And that's really shame that the green stars are such a crappy part of the Galaxy 2 experience. Because the first 120 the first 120 gold stars were great. I loved collecting them. But when it came to the green stars, I didn't really have a good time. It was very annoying searching for them all. It was kind of just like, okay, great, I found one. Yay, I'm gonna have to go to another galaxy to look for another fucking green star. Ugh. It's a more tedious game of hide-and-go-seek. Unlike the first 120 stars, which felt really satisfying and really cool to collect. Now, what happens when you get all 120 gold stars and all 120 green stars? Well, my friend, you're gifted with a new galaxy. And what happens when you beat that one level in that galaxy and get that comet medal and collect 999 star bits? You're rewarded with a comet. This comet is the perfect run. Now, for the perfect run for me, it's not bad. I didn't find it that hard. I played it for an hour and 30 minutes, and then I beat it. Personally, I think Champions Road from Mario 3D World is harder than the perfect run. But there's a reason I brought this up. What happens in Galaxy 1 when you beat all the levels of Mario and beat them all as Luigi? You're rewarded with a nice relaxing stroll throughout the Mushroom Kingdom as your final level. What happens when you get all 120 green stars and all 120 gold stars in the second galaxy? You're rewarded with the fucking perfect run. This level is hard. And it's kind of a crappy way to end the game. The first game, it made you feel rewarded and relaxing with its final level. But the second galaxy, it pushes you toward your limit. And what happens when you beat the perfect run? Nothing. You just 100% the game. Congratulations. I don't have a problem with the perfect run, but there's reason I'm bringing this up. I like the fact that Galaxy 1 rewards you with a relaxing level. Unlike Galaxy 2, which rewards you with a pain-in-the-ass level. I would have liked it if Galaxy 2 did the perfect run, then right after it you get a fun and relaxing level. I just think that Galaxy 1 did the fun and relaxing level better than Galaxy 2 with its pain-in-the-ass final challenge. So that is kind of my opinion on Galaxy 2. It's a very mixed bag, but in short forms, I love it. It's a great game. I definitely recommend it to any Mario fan and any 3D platformer fan. You'll have a blast going through it. Each of the levels feel unique, and they all have a unique gimmick that makes the level feel fresh and exciting. The music, it's amazing. I love the music. The comets, I love the comets. The power-ups, solving puzzles with them is really fun, and it's a blast. The boss fights are phenomenal. There is not one boss fight in either Mario Galaxy games that I hate. They're both just that good. And Galaxy 2 honors Mario's past in a great way. I really am happy that I gave Galaxy 2 another chance, because it is a very fun experience that any Mario fan can enjoy. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching my first ever game review. I hope you guys liked it. There will be plenty of game reviews coming to this channel. But, you know, we'll have to wait for me to beat a game that I've never played before. Because I'm not going to review a game that I've ever played before. I'll probably do a Let's Play instead. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And next week, my first ever Hold on a sec. My first ever commentary video will be coming out soon. What's that mean? Well, 5 years ago, I released my first ever Mario adventure series called A Mario Tale. It was kind of a plushy thing, but kind of a Mario figure thing. It was a Mario adventure series that I created. And I will be commentating on it in next week's Bowser's Doom 1 video. That should be very fun. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, you're all awesome. Bye-bye.